Hi everyone, welcome back to another yoga video. Today we are gearing this flow towards sleeping better, really winding down and getting ready to go to sleep. And sometimes that is hard. Maybe your body is still feeling the day that you had. Maybe there's all these thoughts racing through your mind. So we're just going to ease our body into a space where it is ready to finally fully rest and relax. So, whenever you are ready, grab your mat and let's get started. The first thing we are going to do today is come into a comfortable seated position and just take a few clearing breaths together. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's take one more in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's find ourselves in our butterfly pose, bringing our heels together and lengthening our spine. This pose will help us relieve tension and stiffness in our lower back. In this pose, feel free to keep your knees a little bit higher off of the ground if that is more comfortable. We can even take yoga blocks, place them under our knees so that we're getting more support. The most important thing is that we are listening to our body and how it feels. Once you have found a comfortable place with this position, let's start to focus on releasing. If anything is bothering us, let's make this a time to let it go. We do not have to carry these burdens or negativity. I let go of worry. Everything will work out. I release negativity. Instead, I make space for new and positive energy. If you find that you are holding on to all the things that have happened throughout your day, it is making it hard to find rest at the end of the day, I want you to know you did your best. Everything is going to be okay, and it is okay to let it go. It is okay to allow yourself to relax. Let's just continue to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's ease out of our butterfly pose. We are just going to come into some windshield wiper movements to counter our previous pose. Let's take these movements slow, really feeling its effects on our body. I find this pose to be very good for your back and also for loosening up your hips. And in this pose, don't forget to breathe. When you are ready, let's slowly come out of the windshield wiper movements, and we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So that may look like starting in Dandasana. From there, you can let yourself fold over, maybe even stretching your hands out to your toes, maybe grabbing them there. In this asana, feel free to keep a bend in your knees if it is too much of a strain to keep them flat on the mat. And also, let's pay attention to our back and how it's feeling as we fold over. We definitely don't want to feel a lot of strain in our spine. So if you have to come up a little bit higher off the ground, that is perfectly fine. So just continue to listen to your body and adjust with what feels best for you. When we have found a good place with this pose, I would like for us to use this pose to connect and ground ourselves as we continue to calm our mind. This pose is really great for that. I am safe. I am grounded. I am deeply rooted to the earth. With each breath I take, I feel more calm. I am supported. I have all I need to feel peace. I am connected to my mind, body, and soul. I allow my breath to ground me in the present moment. I am present. I am connected. I feel peace. Let's take one more breath and then inch ourselves back up into Dandasana. For our next pose, we are going to come onto the ground, lie on our backs. From there, we are going to come into one of my favorite poses, the supine twist. Let's take our right leg, bring it over to the left side of our body, and as we do, we are going to stretch out our right hand and look towards our fingers. We will be creating that twist and really activating our spine and torso here. This is another one of those poses that is very good for releasing tension. When you are ready, let's go ahead and bring that twist onto the other side, taking our left now, bringing it to the right side of our body, extending our left hand, looking towards our fingers. We are going through today's flow, giving ourselves the time to connect with ourselves. And with that, I want us to take this time in this pose to ask ourselves, how am I feeling? How is my body feeling? And are there any thoughts that keep coming up? let's start to draw our legs back in and come into those windshield wiper movements again. This time we will be staying on our backs and performing these movements laying down. We can start to come out of this movement. Maybe take a couple of breaths before moving into child's pose. For child's pose, we have a couple of different ways we can do this. So we can go into child's pose where we have our hands extended in front of us, or we can even bring them to our side. And in both, we have the option to take a folded blanket or a yoga block and place it under our head for more support. So this pose is amazing because it gets your spine, hips, knees, and ankles while also giving your body a break. So it's great for giving your body a break from constant standing or even constant sitting, which I think makes this the perfect pose as we start to fully embrace relaxing. Maybe in this pose we even close our eyes and start to deepen our inhales and exhales. I give myself permission to relax. I am allowed to rest. I let go of worries that drain me. I embrace rest and relaxation. I release stress. I release intention with each breath I take. I am kind and gentle with myself. When you are ready, let's start to lift our head, place our hands in front of us, and ease back up out of this pose, moving with intention. Let's take a couple of breaths here, then we will start to move into our diamond pose. We are going to bring our legs backwards and sit on our heels. Here you can leave them flat on the mat, or if you want to come onto your tiptoes, you can also do that. In this pose, we're really bringing our awareness inward and focusing a lot more on the breath. Keeping the spine elongated, opening the chest and the heart, deepening our breath, inhaling through the nose. Maybe we hold it here and let it out with an exhale through the mouth. And we will just repeat this All we have to do is just breathe. Let's start to transition into our next pose by coming into all fours. We are going to be coming into our cat-cow, breathing in on cow, breathing out on cat. Cat-cow actually stimulates our kidneys and our adrenal glands, which is where we respond to stress. So when we pair this pose with our breath, we have this ability to calm our mind and really reduce stress. With this movement, let's find refuge and allow our thoughts and our body to find rest. Continue to breathe. Continue to move slowly and with intention. When you are ready, let's come into a stable all fours. And from here, we are going to take some hip circles. This is going to help us loosen up our muscles and reduce the tension in our hips. So we are getting things moving, and I want you to allow yourself to move in any way that feels good for you. Maybe you take small circles, maybe you take big circles, maybe you add in a little bit of child's pose. Again, just moving in a way that helps you to loosen up your muscles and feels good for you and your body. Let's start to find a good stopping point as we get ready to transition into legs up the wall pose. For this pose, we are coming onto our backs, elevating our legs and feet directly above our hips. And here, for more support, you can rest your legs up against a wall, or we can even take a chair and rest our legs against that as well. You may find you want to add in some movement, so you can take ankle circles going one way and taking them the other. Maybe you want to flex your feet. You can pair this with your breath. If there is one pose you try to improve sleep, I would say that this is that pose. Gravity helps the blood flow down, and then when we pair that with deep breathing, that can help to slow the heart rate, and in turn that is going to help us really relax. I feel calm now that my day is done. I am proud of myself for today. I choose to fill my mind and body with healing energy. I invite positive energy into my body. I will have a good night's rest. Let's start to lower our legs, and let's hug our knees into our chest. If you want, you can also take your knees in a circle taking it one way and then the other, sort of giving your back a massage with this movement. You can also move side to side or back and forth. When you are ready, let's go ahead and come into our last pose, Shavasana. This pose really embodies quiet and calmness. This is going to shift our body into rest, creating calmness so that we can let our body further restore and relax. We are going to be in this pose for a few minutes, so just make sure that you are feeling comfortable. Let's release any tension or stiffness in the head and neck. If you haven't already, maybe we close our eyes here as well. Let's let the shoulders rest, feeling our back really melting into the ground, releasing any tension in the arms and the hands, letting the fingers rest. Relax your chest and your stomach. Feel your legs melt into the mat. Release any tension in the legs, the feet. Let the toes relax, allowing our whole body to melt further into the ground, allowing our body to rest. As we are taking our inhales and exhales, let's deepen them. Taking our inhale through the nose, letting it out through the mouth. And let's continue to take these deep breaths. let's start to bring our awareness back to the present moment. Maybe we start by wiggling the toes, moving the fingers, then we move the feet, the hands, slowly opening our eyes. As we start to invite movement back into our body, maybe we take a big stretch here. Then let's come onto one side and we will rest here for a few more breaths just to slowly ease ourselves back up into a seated position. If you're ready, let's start to bring our head up, bring our hands underneath us, slowly lifting ourselves up, and then we can start to come into a seated position, and we will close out today's flow. Let's bring our hands to the sky, hands together, hand to head. I choose kind thoughts. Hand to mouth. I choose kind words. Hand to heart. I choose to always be myself. Namaste. That is the end of today's yoga video. I want to thank you for joining along with me. I hope that it helps you to get a better night's rest or just relax. And I hope that I will see you next time. And until then, bye.